Hello, viewers of the internet. I am the Salamander King, and today it is a we, but we are coming right at you with this hot new series we call the Splat Chat, where we discuss the competitive meta of the constantly changing Splatoon. And yep, pretty much is it. I'm Steven. I'm joined with Creeper Fish Sticks, who is on my competitive team.
Extreme compet.
Oh yes. Today we are here to talk about something I know you all want us to talk about, which is broken weapons, abilities, combos, and maps. So yeah, pretty much.
May I just start this off by addressing the elephant in the room? Quick respawn and stealth jump.
Yes. Those are my comments. That's it. That's all you get.
Yes, well, gee, thanks. It's really kind of you. But anyways, quick respawn allows you to warp back to spawn quicker after getting splatted. And stealth jump allows you to jump to your teammates, and you will not be seen until you hit the ground. You start firing ink.
Yep.
Obviously, the quick respawn balances out the slow super jump time of stealth jump,
Yeah.
making this a very, I guess it could be tournamentally viable, but extremely cheap combo.
Yes.
Throw some sub-abilities of quick super jump and possibly create the most evil, cheap combo in the entire game.
Okay. What were you saying about that?
Yes, we were having some technical issues.
Yeah.
I see this being used a lot with carbon rollers, tent attacks, and I don't know, actually. There's a lot of different weapons that can utilize this. Pretty much any weapon can utilize this.
I know that when I used to play 52 a lot, I definitely used quick respawn stealth jump just so I could play super offensively and get back into like mid, you know. For offensive play, which is the stuff you'll most likely find in tournaments, it's probably the best kit for that, since you get back into the action so fast. And I think
it's like you're just getting connection is unstable for a few seconds, and then you just pop right in. Whoop! There you are.
Pretty much.
I was watching a video from another YouTuber, Silver, discussing this same topic.
Oh yeah, Silver's a great Splatoon player.
Wizard in Splatoon. But the things he said in that video kind of surprised me, because in a way he thinks that these can be balanced out by just taking a few extra precautions. First off, it's watching the little squids on the top of the screen where the counter is.
Yeah, if you just watch the squids, you'll be able to figure out who has quick respawn.
And you always gotta watch out for if someone's respawning pretty quickly, then it probably means they're also using stealth jump.
Yep.
And so keeping an eye on all of the alive enemy team is essential.
Yeah.
So it could be balanced out by just taking a few self precautions.
Yeah, definitely.
Could.
Do you know how the whole QRSJ sort of build was kind of invented? It was actually like over in Japan. They had a tournament. I don't remember what it was called because I'm not intelligent enough to remember that. But a Japanese team, every single one of their teammates, every single weapon ran quick respawn stealth jump, even ones that, you know, don't usually do that. Like they had, you know, normally teams have Luna and Dynamo run quick respawn stealth jump because they just play for trades, but like this team had all of them, and when they won this tournament, they said that they won it on because they had better map control because they painted more, but then the Western scene just kind of looked at that and they were like, oh, quick respawn stealth jump, new meta confirmed, and that's kind of how it worked.
Nice.
Yep.
So that happened.
Yep. I think the best thing that could happen for Splatoon 2 is if they either like stealth jump isn't too bad. It's just that when stealth jump is stacked with quick respawn, then it gets insane.
Right. So I remember you told me earlier, not on any of your videos. I'll let you say it.
If they turned quick respawn into a shoe exclusive main ability, like stealth jump is, you wouldn't be able to have quick respawn stealth jump. You'd either have one main of quick respawn, which, you know, would make you respawn like twice as fast or whatever, or you could have one main of stealth jump, which would be stealth jump. You know, I think that would
balance it out.
That would probably eliminate almost all of the problems.
That would just be plain rude, though. Everyone would get so salty. That's the point.
Are you kidding? I think everyone would be like flippin' rejoicing. Hallelujah.
Not everyone. Everyone who relied on those abilities to get them through the ranks, they're gonna struggle.
Yeah, but I mean, if they rely on quick respawn stealth jump, it's their own fault, because it's just like, really, stop using the stupid Luna with your QRSJ. I've had enough of your crap.
QRSJ.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I understand it, but it just makes me giggle every time you say it.
Yep. For some reason it reminds me of like Spider-Man, but that's completely off topic. I just dropped my mouse.
That's fine.
Are there any like we just talked about the broken abilities for the most part, which is honestly at this point just quick respawn stealth jump stacked on top of each other. I don't really think
Actually, hold on, sir. Using a whole bunch of damage up with E-leaders and splat chargers. I've seen it so much. And I've used it whenever I use a charger. Because damage up is just good, man.
Yeah. I don't think we really need to nerf damage up though. I think when we get into the unbalanced weapons sort of section, I think that's when we'll discuss that more.
Alright.
Can you think of any other like broken abilities?
Let me think for a second here.
I don't think there are any more that are just kind of broken.
Not really.
I mean, there are some that suck, like Recon, where you essentially give up a teammate just to have a constant echolocator, which could be decent, but it usually isn't. And then there's Bomb Sniffer, which there's no way to even make good use of that unless the enemy team is running completely ink mine weapons, which is terrible. I don't know why they would do that. Ink mines are awful. So
I don't know. Ink mines can be really helpful on tower control for keeping people off the tower, at least temporarily.
Yeah, but that only works in solo queue, because in solo queue, the enemy, since they have no communication, they just kind of push at all times. Whereas in competitive, if there are only like a couple people, like everyone pushes at once in competitive because they have communication, they can tell each other when. So, say you put an ink mine on the tower, even if it does kill someone, it's only going to kill one person on the enemy team and the rest are still going to be pushing. So it really doesn't change too much in the grand scheme of things. And most likely they'll be using quick respawn stealth jump, so they're just gonna be back there in 3 seconds anyway, so...
Oh yeah.
I mean... Yep.
Interesting, to say the least.
Okay.
So, other than that, I think we've got broken abilities and combos pretty much down.
Yeah.
Now, let's dive into some broken weapons.
Oh
Because
boy,
there's
here we
still
go.
a lot of them.
Not a lot. Like, the game is probably 85% balanced. Balanced than pretty much any other game I've ever played. But
Call of Duty.
there are a couple of stinkers in there, you know. Luna, but Dynamo isn't too bad anymore. But I think
Even now.
I think Luna and E-Leader, just any of the E-Leaders and any of the Lunas, I think, are just nope.
Unbalanced.
Yeah. The problem with the Luna, I think, is that it may have some of the shortest range in the game, but it has such a large blast radius that you can sort of deal damage from almost mid-range, which at a guaranteed 2-shot kill for the most part is kind of insane. Since it, like, if they sort of nerfed the fire rate of the Luna, I don't think it would be anywhere near as OP as it is. If you know what I'm saying.
I think I get. I'm catching your drift.
Because the reason the Luna's so good is because it can get directs on, or not directs, but indirects on people, and then fires so fast for a blaster that it's pretty much just like you get an indirect and they're dead anyway within a quarter of a second.
Right.
And of course, you know, hitting people behind walls is always so very balanced.
Extreme.
Yep.
Can't tell you how many times I was standing on the other side of a tower, and then nope, Luna.
Yep. The pole does not save you from the Luna.
Pole doesn't save you from most blasters. It doesn't save you from sloshers, and in some cases, it won't even save you from chargers.
Actually, it does save you from sloshers. Science.
They can just aim above you, and then the ink will fall down on your head.
I don't know. Sloshing the tower is kind of weird. The physics go all wonky. I don't really have a good enough grip on it to actually explain it, but I know that if you're standing behind it, you're pretty much you have a decent amount of safety. Now, with safety in mind, let's talk about the E-Leader for a second, shall we? Oof. The E-Leader, in case you don't know, is has the longest range in the game, is 100% accurate, and is a one-shot. On the normal E-Leader, it has burst bombs to protect it at close range, and in the custom you have Kraken to do the same. So essentially, as an E-Leader, you can fight at any range very effectively. Which, I mean, that's why. That's
OP.
That's why it's on this list. Essentially.
I know from using the E-Leader time and time again, I realized that it's definitely a usable weapon because it can protect itself when people are trying to sneak up on you.
Yep.
Especially with the custom. Yeah, you're special, all charged up. And that one carpet roller thinks that he's so sneaky and can go right up behind you. Then you press down on that magical right stick and jump right into him.
Yep.
It's magic.
This is a little off topic, but do you ever get the feeling that the custom Hydra is kind of like a really selfish weapon? I mean... Go on.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting what you're saying. Because Sprinkler, you can just set that thing down in something that no one inked up, and then charge up your bubbler, which can save you in a quick hurry.
What are you talking about? We're talking about custom E-Leader. What are you talking about?
You said Hydra.
Oh, did I? Oh.
Yes.
Well, I meant custom E-Leader.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just explain something else then. Alright, the custom E-Leader. It has pretty good range. Actually, best range in the game, like you said. And those beacons are really good for just camping one spot and allowing teammates to jump to them too. But in that way, it's not very selfish. But then you get, if you're actually good at aiming the weapon and snapping your shots and stuff, then it can be extremely selfish, especially with that Kraken. Because with that Kraken, you think you are invincible, which you are, but not for very long unless you're extreme stacking 3 mains, 9 subs of special duration up, which I've never seen anyone do.
I get what you're saying, but what I was talking about in terms of selfish is it's a defensive weapon since it's a charger, and most chargers are defensive. And it has beacons to put down sort of in that sniper area. But what's the point of having beacons if the people can just jump to you since you don't move out of one area? I mean, really.
Pretty much.
And since it is one of the more defensive weapons, it's not going to be advancing in enemy territory, so it's not like it's going to be putting beacons offensively. And
yeah,
just it seems what it seems is that you would snipe people, place a beacon down on your spot, jump in with a Kraken. Once it's over, jump back. But doesn't that seem kind of selfish? Like to the rest of your team, you're just kind of helping. You just help yourself. You're not really contributing ink like turf control to your team. You're just kind of.
You're just taking out enemies.
You're just taking them out, which can be extremely effective, but I think
it's just selfish.
Yeah.
As you said.
I think the normal E-Leader is probably better with its burst bombs and its echolocator, which is like the biggest team. Here you go, Merry Christmas sort of special in the game.
Although I like that weapon more, I seem to get more amusement out of the custom E-Leader, especially in certain private battles we may or may not have had.
Hey, you can stop right there, son. Save it for a different chat.
Oops, sorry.
Jeez, man. Let's see. Do you think there are any other broken weapons?
I mean, although I get killed by the tent attack a lot, I think it's mostly because the people actually are good at the weapon. It's not my lack of skill or anything. Actually, it could be that.
Oh, okay.
That was random and sporadic.
Yeah. I always thought the Splattershot Pro was kind of broken in a sense. Just the main weapon, because if you compare the Splattershot Pro and the Dual Squelcher, they are very similar, except the Splattershot Pro kills slightly faster, but the Dual Squelcher is more ink efficient. So, but there's actually sort of a difference that you don't notice until you actually bring it into play, which is that the Splattershot Pro has higher bullet velocity than I think almost every other shooter in the game. So, because of that, its little ink glob bullet things actually go a tiny bit farther than like the 96 and the Dual, which is just, playing the two weapons against each other. There's a clear winner, and it's always the Splattershot Pro, and I think that's the reason why. It's just because it has, 12 pixels more range or whatever, and it kills slightly faster.
Right. I mean, I've definitely used the Splattershot Pro, all 3 of its variants, and I kept noticing that pattern, especially when I kept getting killed. Mainly because I kept getting killed. I saw that the bullets were coming straight for me. They were going pretty fast. don't know. Personal. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Personal reference always seems to hit my mind, and I go, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah. I'll probably bring this up in some video, but Silver on Squidboards, he actually made a chart of all the weapons and their different kill times and shot velocities and such. And Splattershot Pro has a very high shot velocity. Like, I checked it for Jet Squelcher, Dual Squelcher, and Splattershot Pro, and the Jet and Dual are both at 10, while the Pro is only at 7. Which, you know, why, Nintendo? Why'd you do this to me and my beautiful Squelcher brethren? If you know what I'm saying.
Yes, you filthy Squelcher man.
Yeah. I think they could sort of fix this. Like, when we say Nintendo could fix this, we're not talking about, you know, patching the original Splatoon. We're talking about Splatoon 2. They could fix this by probably lowering the damage and making it actually, like, defense up does nothing to the Splattershot Pro, which I think is terrible. It needs to do something. It needs to do something. And like it doesn't have to be as severe as with the 52 and the 96, where, you know, like one main drops it from a 2 to a 3 shot. But maybe like one main 3 subs would bump it to 4 shots. That's all I am asking for.
Come on, Nintendo. Can't you just listen? These poor boys sitting in their rooms, talking about your game, and telling you all the things that you can do right.
Yep.
Alright. I'm pretty sure that's all the broken weapons, unless you have something else in mind.
Oh, I probably got something. Let me think.
Wait, no, I have one.
What?
I've got it.
What?
The Nozzle Nose series. Broken.
I think the Cherry Nozzle Nose is the only one that's kind of overpowered, you know, to say.
I don't know. I've been using the L3D, and I've been able to get some insane kills with that thing.
The problem with the L3D is that it shares the same kit with the custom Jet, which is just pretty much the better version, with the exception of a slightly slower kill time, so get wrecked. That's all I have to say.
Slightly slower? I don't know. I mean, the act of pushing the trigger once and then bringing people down to insanely low damage if you get all the directs is crazy. And then just quickly throwing a burst bomb to seal the deal. Or in reverse order, if you really want to do that. I think that is slightly OP.
The thing that balances it, though, is its range, which is less. It's more than the Dynamo, or not the Dynamo. It's more than the Tenatech, but less than like the Pro and the Dual. I think it's somewhere around Mini, Zimmy, Rimmy, Mini, somewhere around that range. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but I think that alone just makes it worse than the Jet, because the Jet is extremely good at abusing that long range that it has.
And its accuracy is probably one of the best in the shooter classes.
Yeah, although I think the Jet and the Nozzle Noses all share the same accuracy, though, which is pretty much 100%. Another thing I've kind of noticed with the Nozzle Noses is that their bullets seem to go even slower than with the Squelchers, which, I don't know, it might just be me, because they have a lot of fall off compared to most shooters because of the sort of the burst firing thing. But they just seem to go very slowly. And again, that's probably me. I haven't looked at the spreadsheet in a while, so I don't know. Let me see if I can pull that up right now.
I know, while you're doing that, I know you were talking about the cherry is unbalanced?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Because Splash Wall Bubbler, it's basically probably the most offensive sub-special combo in the game.
I think Heavy might beat it out as Heavy, and the normal Jet might beat it out as the most defensive in the game, but the normal Jet just straight up sucks. So we might as well just not even talk about that one. Well,
the original Jet kind of needs a bit of a buff.
The problem with it is that I don't know what the problem is actually. It just doesn't work as well as you think it would work.
I mean, yeah. And I know you remember this, but I'm going to explain this to the magic of YouTube. I was having extreme trouble staying in A+, or even getting to S, because I started off C-0.
You kind of cut out.
The ranks about as much as any normal person starting the game would in ranked. And then I was stuck in B for a solid 2 months. It might be over-exaggerating, but it felt like that long. Then I finally got into A-, and then I stayed in between A- and S rank ever since.
Okay, I got the spreadsheet. Custom jet kills in 25 frames, and the L3 nozzle noses kill in 21 frames. So, 4 frames, that's not too big of a difference. The H3 kills in only 13 though, which is only 1 frame less than the Carbon Roller and the 52 gal, which are the fastest killing weapons in the game, so yeah,
Right.
a lot.
And then when you combine the H3 with Splash Wall Bubbler, you get a weapon that can constantly protect itself.
Yeah.
And has an insane kill time. So basically, an almost better version of the 52. I say almost, because that's slightly faster kill time, and the 52's rapid fire. It's more rapid than the H3 and L3's, because H3 and L3 uses burst fire. You pull the trigger once, throws out a few bullets. Then you'd have to pull the trigger down again to do it. Again.
Yeah. I don't think it's possible to use the nozzle nose, the L3 to replace the 52, because I think they have completely different play styles. But I do get what you're saying.
Right. I think there's one more weapon that I think could possibly be broken in the right hands.
What would that be?
Octobrush.
Octobrush? I guess is my best response.
Sorry.
The Octobrush can either be terrible or amazing depending on how fast you can spam the trigger.
I can do that. I've been known to spam buttons for time immemorial, I guess. Long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is basically trained me into pressing the button super fast. Do. Like, let me just press on the mouse with it off. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's me spamming.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I can pull up my gamepad over here and spam with tactics. I'm probably sure you'll hear it.
Yeah. I think both of the Octobrushes have good kits. I think the normal one is probably better just because it has the ability to be offensive and it has beacons, which is exactly what you want for a beacon weapon.
Right. That's the weapon that according to Splatoon, I've aced the most turf with.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Anyway, actually, I have no idea.
Other than that, I think we've covered pretty much all the broken weapons.
Yup. Probably. I don't know. If I think of any more, I'll add them.
Now, let's cover one that I included in this nice little rant I had. Unbalanced maps.
I can really only think of 2 unbalanced maps. Really. I mean, I can think of probably 10 that I don't like. Or not 10, but... in terms of actually...
So, the maps.
What?
Anyway, let's start with the easy one. Everyone that's ever played I would say, oh, this is trash. Salt spray.
Yep. Salt spray. We got a problem there.
Because 15 of the 16 stages in the original game Splatoon use a thing called rotational symmetry, where they take something, they rotate 180 degrees, and then that's a map.
Yep. Salt spray uses reflective symmetry, which is different.
Which is basically taking half of the map, putting it in a mirror, and then you've got the map.
Yeah. So the main problem with salt spray is the team on the left has a better this all comes down to what is it called? Right side peeking. And what that is sticking your weapon out of, peeking out from the side of the wall with your weapon, since you hold it on the right side, keeping 90% of your body concealed while only the tip of your weapon is sticking out. You'll still be able to kill people in that way. The left side has an advantage on that sort of overlook sniping area over zone to right side peek, but the right side has a better advantage when actually going into the too much. The entrance to zone, sorta, you know.
The entrance to zone, yeah.
As a result, you could, if Salisbury Rig was in rotation, it was zones, you could potentially put a sniper, right. If you're on the right side, you could potentially put a sniper right at the entrance to zones and just sort of right side peek anyone coming out of there snipe. And you can't do that with any other map because the sniper would have to be somewhat hidden. But in Salt Spray, you could just nope.
Yeah, I've had that feeling before with a certain squid bagging splat charger. Not you, but someone in solo queue.
Yep. There's actually another map that I consider. Oh, be quiet, Speedy. I'm not playing Splatoon with you today. There's actually another map that I consider sort of broken, and that's. This is hard for me to say, but Bluefin Depot, I think, is broken on zones.
Bluefin on zones.
I really like Bluefin zones, but it's just unbalanced because it switches each side different. Each game it kind of switches a side, and that it adds a couple of little platforms on the opposite side of the zone, but the actual spawn part of the map is the same. So you still have the whole right side peeking thing, as well as the different cubbies and areas where people can hide. But it's very hard to explain on Bluefin though, because it's not as simple as Salt Spray.
Right.
I don't know. Just going to recon, in when it's Bluefin zones, and you'll figure out what I'm talking about.
I think I get what you're saying. I'd like to point out one more that I think is just a little bit unbalanced.
Okay.
Camp Triggerfish, especially on zones.
Nope. You can keep your ideas to yourself, young man.
Nope, I'm gonna share this. You can't stop me.
Okay, disclaimer. Camp Triggerfish is the greatest map in the game. Don't let this fool tell you otherwise. Okay, go.
That's because you're a squelcher / heavy main. And that Triggerfish is perfect for both of those weapons.
No.
That's one of the main problems that I have with it. But some of the other ones is that, especially in zones, the two sides of the map, the two zones, are so separate from each other because there's that there's
a big
bottomless
gap.
abyss of death that's just right between the zones.
Yep.
I mean, it's easy to ink zone from the other side of the map, like the other side of that pit with the right weapon. But even that'll take a while because there's so many blind spots that can be created by the things and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in order for you to get to the other side, basically, you have to be offensive. And that's something that I've been struggling with. And so many other people are also struggling with.
Did you really just say you're struggling with offense?
Yes. My play has been slowly getting worse. Because I think, different weapon. Time to not be offensive and be a little more supportive, and then we just end up losing.
Yep.
So, you probably don't care about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to rename the Octobrush, because I named that weapon for a very long time. It was like back in Steam range. I picked it up and I went, it's good work.
Mm-hmm. The only part I don't like about, getting back sort of on topic, the only part I don't like about Triggerfish is that main sort of, that part where before you get into zone, when you come out of your spawn and get into zone, there's like that sort of small incline where you have to actually, get up there.
Yeah.
I hate that spot. Like, a good sniper can completely lock you down from that area, as well as a good squelcher, which, I mean, I guess I don't hate it as much as I thought I did. But really, that's annoying. I've lost...
Shut up. You have no idea how annoying that is until you do 1v1s against yourself.
Anyway, that I hate it. It's just bad.
You just shut up.
That's my only input. Okay, that's it. My turn.
Okay.
My turn to tell you an unbalanced weapon. Let me think. Moray Towers just sucks. That's all I'm gonna say. Moray just sucks.
That's it.
No, that's not. Moray Towers.
Mostly an E-leader main. I can specifically say that it's a great map. Don't let this fool say otherwise.
Hey, stop it. Moray Towers just straight up sucks. Any map, any mode. Or wait a minute. No, it's Moray Towers. Not any map. Any mode. Any mode, any weapon besides E-leader, Moray just sucks. I hate it. Moving on.
Then get good with E-leader, mate.
No, mate. Like, you see Moray in rotation, and you're guaranteed you should have 3 E-leaders per team. Really.
No, you're guaranteed 1 throughout the whole match.
I usually get at least 2. I think Moray is a map where only E-leaders and, like, Splattershot Juniors and other short-range, fast-killing, bubble-building weapons, or Kraken-building weapons, really excel. Because with an invincibility, you can essentially stop a sniper from doing what it's best at, which is sniping you. And, yep. Just sucks. Let's leave it at that.
I can find it quite enjoyable, because partly maining the E-leader has given me some slight sniping skill, and with my right mindset, I can completely block off that part where E-leaders like to camp out, and eventually I can push forward a bit and lock down other areas. That is, if I'm not faced up against people who have higher skill level than I.
Yeah, okay.
Hey. I don't know.
You know, talking about this has reminded me for some reason of another broken weapon, which is the Tri-Slosher and the Zimmy. They both have the same kit, and they're both just annoying as crap.
I agree.
The problem with Tri-Slosher is that it could be an amazing offense or support weapon, depending on how you play it. Like, you have the disruptors for support if you wanted to play that way, but you also kill very fast. You have a huge hitbox. Like, this actual ink that comes out of your bucket is huge, so it requires very little aim. And it has a bubbler. You know, you're fighting anything, and you just can't get that last hit, just bubble, and then, yep. That's how it works. Same thing, or not. I mean, the Zimmy has the same kit, so I guess it's sort of similar. Zimmy is a lot more supportive, though, since, well, it's a Zimmy.
And it has shorter range, I should say. It's not incredibly short, like the Sploosh-O-Matic.
Kidding, Sploosh is the beast. No, it's not. But
the Sploosh 7 is pretty much the only weapon that I find usable in any mode.
Yeah.
Like, the original Sploosh, I can see that being used in tower control. I don't know, because, think about it. It has very short range, very low accuracy, which generally short range, low accuracy is better, because within your range you can kill pretty quick. And its fire rate is pretty quick. And the actual kit of the original Sploosh is Squid Beacons and Killer Whale, which Squid Beacons allow you to place one down, let your teammate jump to one. And Killer Whale lets you completely lock down the tower, essentially.
I think the normal Sploosh is probably better on zones, but you know what? I just don't care. Anyway, what were we talking about? Zimmy. I think the reason so many people use the Zimmy, I mean, besides Hitzel, is because the other. I just realized this today, but the other mini Splatlinks have the same kit as the splatter shots. Like, the normal mini has the 10 attack kit, and the refurbished mini, something that I hope we don't have to talk about ever again, you know, just cause it sucks, has the same kit as the normal splatter shot. But the normal splatter shot does it better, since if you stack damage up, you can it's just better, because you don't have to charge.
Alright.
I'd say if you're using Remy or, you know, refurbished mini, stop using Remy and start using just a normal splatter shot and spam some damage up subs with some bomb range as your main. That's what I would say. For all you Remy mains out there, with, you know, all 13 of you. Yep.
I think bomb range up, some damage up, and special charge up would be a great main combo for the original splatter shot.
Maybe.
Just bomb range up, throw bombs farther. Special charge up lets you charge your special quicker, and damage up, like, does more damage.
Wow, thanks, Sherlock.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
The problem with the original splatter shot is that it's forced down a very narrow sort of gear building path. I don't remember exactly what it was, but Hitzel, who is the in case you don't know, he is a Zimmy and vanilla splattershot main. He pretty much perfected a build that all competitive players use if they want to use splattershot, because it's like the only build that really works well. I can't tell you what it is because I don't remember it, but I know it had a lot of bomb range and probably some damage as well.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anything else?
As much as I like going off on a bunch of random topics. Wait, I've got one. I definitely think that we should discuss a little bit of Splatoon 2.
We'll do that in a different video. This one is like 30 minutes long anyway, so...
It's more than 30, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably a good time to end it. Obviously, we don't really have much more to talk about on these subjects since someone is trying to get us to talk about Splatoon 2.
Hey!
But...
I'm sorry.
Yep. Should we end it here?
Yeah, let's call it.
Okay. Goodbye, viewers of the internet. This was a fantastic day with good old fishy boy over here. Yep. Tune in to the Splat Chat next week where we talk about some random crap that you don't really need to know. But we're still gonna talk about it. So, goodbye.